Right after the Minnesota Vikings hired adofo-mensah as new GM and Kevin O'Connell as new head coach, it's like a new day, a new dawn, a breath of fresh air, getting rid of that toxic culture of Spielman and Zimmer. But we've noticed just the tenor of the fan base has really switched in free agency as the Vikings have been sitting on their hands, signing some low-level rooster guys and also extending Kirk Cousins, right? But they're not to blame. Kwesi and O'Connell are not to blame for the current Viking situation. They just need to weather the storm and clean up the mess that Prete, Ricky, Spielman, and Mike Zimmer left them. And we'll get into why. Because I understand that it's very easy just to rage against the machine and want to try and storm the Bastille with the new regime. But, I mean, they haven't even gotten to the draft yet. They haven't even played a single down yet. They haven't even had a practice at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. And they're just getting through the mess, wading through all the ish that Zimmer and Spielman left behind. Because Spielman, even though the cap is a myth to a degree, he was consistently borrowing from the future, just trying to win now. And then it didn't work out because of Mike Zimmer. He just wasn't there, man. But Spielman was the one who signed Kirk Cousins in 2018, the 3-year, $84 million fully guaranteed deal. And it was Spielman who gave Kirk the 2-year, $66 million extension that to free up some cap space. And they find themselves in the same spot now where they had to extend Kirk Cousins by a year to free up a little bit of cap space. And he waited until 2021 to draft the heir or replacement in third-round pick Kellen Mond. He spent a seventh-round pick on Nate Stanley, but he never invested to have other options with Kirk Cousins. Now, we've gone down that conspiracy theory rabbit hole. It's like, well, Kirk Cousins, he likes guys like Trevor Siemian. He likes guys like Sean Mann because they aren't threatening to him because he knows the power of a backup quarterback, just like him in Washington behind RG3. So going down that rabbit hole. And Zimmer was the one who didn't give Mon the time of day. Zimmer was the one who didn't put him out there against Lambeau or at Lambeau against the Packers and had Sean Manning. You knew what you're going to get with Sean Mannion, man. But what if I told you Kellen Mond, with a full week of practice, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, and just went out there and played great? Like, he had a good game. Maybe you get the win, maybe you don't, but he showed some flashes. Maybe he had some Mike White with the Jets or Tyler Huntley with the Ravens type moments that would at least give the Vikings an option. Things that make you go, But instead, we have some random preseason tape, and that's really about it. And also, Kwesi and O'Connell aren't going to see Kellen Mond on the practice field until April 4th, potentially. So they got nothing. So they went with they knew. Spielman and Zimmer painted Kwesi and O'Connell into a corner with the Kirk options. They're like, okay, we're going to make the best of a bad situation or the best of a marginal situation. We're going to extend him because he's our best option outside of doing something crazy like trading for Russ, which wasn't going to happen, or trading for Watson, which also wasn't going to happen. And then Spielman was the one who redid Hunter's deal last offseason with that $18 million ticking time bomb rooster bonus due on Sunday instead of taking care of Daniil like they should have last offseason. And Spielman, Spielman and Zimmer. So Anthony Barr was done dirty by Mike Zimmer. Like, where if he was allowed to be that amazing edge rusher like he was at UCLA, I think that his career would have been completely different. But instead, Zimmer just jammed him into this strong side off-ball linebacker role, which he was fine at times, but it wasn't maximizing his potential. It's like using a Maserati to tow a boat. Like, you can do it, but why? And it was Spielman and Zimmer who signed him up to that stupid deal when they could have just let him go to the Jets. And it was also Spielman who redid Barr's deal, where now you have $9+ million dead on the 2022 cap, which Spielman doesn't care because he's not here. But Kwesi and O'Connell inherit that now. Also, it was Spielman who extended Rudy to just a stupid extension after drafting Irv to make him feel better. And guess what? He still has $2.9 million dead on the cap this year because he was a post-June 1st cut. Just great. It was Spielman who signed Michael Pierce, who didn't work out. It was Spielman who extended Dalvin to crazy money. It was Spielman who drafted Gladney and then cut him before the legal process played out. And now Gladney's $2.7 million on the cap. So I don't fault Kwesi at all. Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, they are literally playing the hand that they were dealt. And it's not a great one, right? So anyone can win with pocket aces, but it takes it takes a little bit of skill to bring in 7-4 offsuit. Just bring it on home to me, babe. And the Vikings, if they can get through this year, even though they're not going to make big splashes in free agency, they're trying to retain their guys, and they're trying to restructure some deals and get underneath the cap again. But they will have $41 million in cap space in 2023. That's including Kirk's $36.25 million cap hit. And also, bonus, if they're not big players in free agency this year, which they're not going to be, they're likely going to be in line for some decent compensatory picks in 2023 as well. So give them at least 2 off seasons. All right, so they're literally just cleaning up the mess of what the previous regime made for them. It's like Motley Crue in the 80s in a hotel room. And then Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell are housekeeping. They're like, well, shit. That's right. So, again, have faith. There is a process. Even though the Vikings are signing these mid-level, bottom of roster guys, not going out, a big game hunting in free agency, don't worry. Don't worry. Give it time. They built a competent roster. They'll put a great team on the field, and they'll win some ball games. They'll do something dangerous. And Kevin O'Connell, he got that Super Bowl ring for a reason, man. Bring that offense over. Let's go. Your thoughts are thoughts. Don't blame Kwesi and KOC. Blame Spielman and Zimmer for the current Viking situation. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.